I am Vanessa D'Ambrosio with talkSPORT MMA here with Oban Elliott. Man, what a bloody week! A week and a half it's been.
Yeah,
How are you feeling? How are the emotions? Talk me through some of it, any of it, all of it.
but it was everything I told you it would be, wasn't it? So, wow, what can I, that'll live forever, the whole weekend. Um, and like, it's like the fourth highest gate in UFC history, I think. Is that right?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And I got, you know, arguably the best knockout performance on the card of a card of that size. So, that's what means the most to me. And I got to do it. I felt at home in there, like I said I would. The sky's the limit now. How am I ever going to be stopped from here? You know what I mean? If the pressure was ever going to catch me, it would have done by now. If if one of these fighters, as I'm on my way up, was they would have got me by now. I'm just so excited for the future. I can't wait to go and train tonight. I can't wait.
Yeah, you must be buzzed. Do you know what was really cool? There was like in your first conversation with Ariel, he said this could be your crowning moment. And
Mm,
I think it kind of has. Like it's really catapulted you. Like you
yeah,
I genuinely believe you're becoming this huge rising star, obviously in the UK, but now everyone's having you in those conversations. Like John Anik was saying this could be rookie fight of the year.
yeah.
Amazing. Joe Rogan was like, this should be on the main card when you're walking out. You're already, if the commentator's already talking about you in that kind of capacity, you really are living up to it.
Yeah, I guess, and yeah, that's right. I guess I'm living up to it, but I'm also like, I'm, um, I'm meeting the expectations I had of myself, and that's totally me being honest with you. Is it like a belief that I can't, that not many people quite understand? Like, similar to how when I watch McGregor on his way up, to be honest with you, and I see him have that belief in it, like how unapologetic he was about that, to have that belief in himself, and I feel I'm in a very similar situation as that. I see, yeah, I just see myself going even better next time and even better next time, and if I do trip up, I'll bounce back even better than I ever could have. Do you know what I mean? It's only going to spur me on. So I'm in a really good place. And to be, like I said, to have that praise and have that, the performance of the night on that massive card in Madison Square Garden. I believe the second highest grossing event in Madison Square Garden history, and just little old me. But in my head, I was always this larger than life phenom, to be honest with you. And I've just had to believe in it, stay true to it. And the way I see training is like every time I train, I'm just adding zeros to my bank account. I don't see it as a chore. I see it as I'm putting money in the bank every time. So the place I'm in now, this I just can't. I'm just so excited for to see what I can do.
Totally. Do you think that when we were talking about that, like sort of having like your baseline, so each time, so rather than coming down from this high, it's kind of like you've just elevated that baseline now of like where
Yeah.
you're feeling like emotionally, physically,
Mm.
everything.
Yeah, and yeah, this is my new normal now. And I'm not, like a lot of people say, like a lot of like there's this don't let it get to your head, that saying. There's like people say that, I guess, I'll never be able to get on board with that or understand that, because I'm exactly the same person that I was when I was in secondary school, telling all the boys what I'm gonna go and do when I'm older. And um, yeah, this is my new normal, and I feel more relieved than anything else, because finally now I can be like, right, this is acceptable, but just you're only as good as your last fight.
Mm.
And my two fights before that, I had that. I was grateful of getting the job done under the lights, which is the most important thing. But the two fights before that, um, especially in the UFC, I wanted to I wanted to really have a breakout moment, and it's weird how the stars align, and I get that breakout moment in a card like that. It's just that's
Yeah,
why I feel I'm so lucky. I'm pretty sure I told you that the first time we spoke.
you
So
did.
yeah,
If you don't like it, it's kind of funny because you don't want to say, yeah, don't let it go to your head, but then don't not enjoy the journey.
no,
You're
of
going to miss
course,
you're going to miss it if you keep sitting there trying to humble yourself. The world's going to humble you.
mm,
Don't worry
yeah,
if you get
of
ahead of
course.
yourself.
Of
So
course, no, but
I think
look,
okay.
it's like I'll never worry about being humbled or any of those things. Because I'm just so grateful that I got to give that moment to not just myself, but everybody who's followed me and supported me. And yeah, I'm gonna ride the lightning bolt. I'm not sitting there thinking, oh, I could be better. I'm going like this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to enjoy every second of it.
In my notes, I had like all the how everything it literally said everything has just come together so perfectly, and then all of the different synchronicities. So I know you have all your superstitions, which was like the tattoo, the bracelet, the flag, the
Mm.
shakedown,
Yeah, yeah, loads.
all these different things.
I'm not
And
insane, I promise.
no, definitely not. I have like little things as well. We all have them. I think
Yeah,
you might not say them out loud, but everyone has them. But
yeah.
when I was like listening to all of it and I was sort of preparing everything, I was like, maybe this is just like a whole new chapter, that all of those little kind of things need to be put aside because this now has become a breakthrough moment for you. So all of that's over there, that's the Oban Elliott from before, because it's not just good enough to win in the UFC. You need to have these kind of breakout performances. Otherwise, you're just sort of, with respect, almost picking up a paycheck. If you want to rise
Mm.
above that, that's what you need. So do you feel that maybe after all those little things, kind of different ones came into place, reminding you to like step into a different chapter?
You put that absolutely phenomenally. Fair play. That is perfect. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Feel like everyone's got like a superstition, but that actually is an insecurity in a way. It is, and the fact that like my superstitions kind of got. That's why I'm telling you, there's some sort of force. I don't know what it is, but I believe in it. So, and that's all that matters, to be honest. But that's what I mean. It all got kind of took away from me accidentally. It's not, it was just a strange. I think it's just as you say, it's a new chapter, it's a new leaf. It's like much of my life has gone like that. There's been new chapters that'll take me so far in terms of the way I'm thinking and everything, and then it'll close and it'll be a new one. So this one, I feel, well, I got that. The fact I wasn't surprised I did what I did tells me that it is a new beginning of a new era for myself. Yeah, this is like the start of my golden age, I believe, without a doubt.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of the fight, I mean, it was beautiful. Your corner absolutely called for it. It was such a beautiful relationship, them seeing the opening and the setup and then getting it done. Couple of things with that. I did think, I mean, they gave him every chance. Maybe the stoppage probably could have been
Yeah,
slightly
but if
a
that's
little
how I
bit.
go down, I'd want to go down exactly the same way.
Exactly, totally. And then when it
I'd
came,
want to be nailed to the canvas as well. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he took it well. And then speaking of the scorecards, I think that your tweet was absolutely hilarious.
Oh my God, can you believe that though? Wow.
And I
But
just,
that's an eye opener again. But wow, what is wrong with that guy? But wait, hey, is what it is. Perhaps he didn't put his eye drops in that day or something. I don't know.
I don't know, but it says, this has to be the craziest BS I've ever seen. I can't believe it nearly happened to me. Derek, clearly you don't qualify to do for my old job at Nando's, you absolute buffoon. Do you think that fighters should be the ones scoring these fights? Because like too much it's going to these like close decisions, fine, but
Mm.
like where people's pay and career and everything is determined on this, and it's starting to discredit the judges or take away from the fighters. So would we have ex-fighters do it? What do you think
Mm.
kind of changes the
I just think they need to be like reviewed every 3 months, um, and either kept or sacked. To be honest with you, because like look at how I'm not going to be bitter towards that scenario. If he thought that the Basel was 2 rounds up, then you know I guess he believes in Father Christmas as well. I don't know what to tell you. But if that's how we saw it, then he's a grown man apparently, and that's how he sees it. You know, it's not an attack on the human being itself. It's just like you are just you should not be anywhere near the world's most famous arena scoring prize fights like that.
Yeah, I wonder if there's any sort of like consequence. I know that they have removed people from there immediately, but like what kind of stuff
Like,
is
yeah,
it?
what can you do? What can you do, innit? What can you do?
But yeah.
But yeah, look, I'm just so grateful. Like, not that it's crazy though. Like the commentary, the every single person in the media room, every single person backstage. Like, there wasn't a single person in that building apart from him who thought that he was 2 rounds up. But even 1-1, I was a bit like there. But when you watch the fight back and he lands that kick, which I blocked, which is where that picture comes from, I'm like, because I blocked the kick. But what's that worth if you listen to a crowd and you miss a shot and that even scores? Like, come on. I was like over triple his significant strikes in the foot. Like, what are we looking at here? I don't know.
Do you know
I
what's
don't know.
cool about that?
Is it biased because I'm the foreign fighter and he's the American?
No, I just
Well,
think I don't understand like what perspective they're viewing the fight from. I get it when people explain how they were scoring something, especially in close fights, where they might say, well, their perspective came from this and someone else's perspective is that, and then you can be like, okay, well, that makes a good argument. But
mm.
when it's really obvious, sometimes I'm like, I find it difficult to get on board with their perspective
And
often.
then nobody. I couldn't tell you the first thing about this guy or what he looks like or what he
No, no,
does.
neither. I don't.
And
I'm not.
and like he's out there. You know, oh, if there's a good job that didn't go to the cards because,
Well,
my
speaking of
goodness.
HR, what I thought was really cool, did you see it's now that you've watched the fight back, the way they had that 360 camera,
Mm,
it's like isolating it. I thought that was magnificent. I like what they did.
yeah.
That
And
was,
the finish itself, he lands right in the middle of the ring. It was just poetic. It was
and you got
I
your celebration.
the celebration, yeah. I look and I hadn't nothing. I didn't plan any of that. I just went. I said, "Who is that man?" And then just did the thing. Who's the man in New York City, brother? I don't know. I don't know where that comes from. That's just like it's like the great Flex Lewis says the alter ego is a real thing. It's like I don't go into that cage as the man you're talking to now. I go into that cage like I am freakishly calm in the changing room. Like I'm telling you, like we talk about chapters closing. Like a part of me died in Anaheim when I was quaking with nerves. Like that ghost left me, kind of thing in Anaheim because Manchester. I was. It was like I was about to go and pick up a Chinese or something, and then yeah, give me the knockout. We're going all right, and then I'm talking to the boys and we're having a little laugh, and then just like with this one, I'm messing about with Chael as I walk out, and I don't look at Chael like I look at him as just like a close person in my life. I don't see him as the idol he always has been, which
Mm.
of course he still is. But at that time when I go out to walk in that octagon, I am like I'm the calmest man in the whole room. It's insane. So I'm gonna keep riding it and keep making the most of my potential. Do you know what I mean? While it's here.
Well, like you don't know, like your UFC career starting, Chaels is finished, so you don't know what point you're gonna maybe even supersede someone else's, like who you see as your idol now. So it's the beginning.
Wow. In my eyes, I'll never supersede the legends that inspire me, like the likes of Chael. Look at Bisping. I always say it. Bisping's the only reason why any of us in the UK have got the clout that we do, without a shadow of a doubt. And like that's just and they'll say the same about the guys who inspired them. And that's
Yeah.
just how it goes, you know.
Speaking of the UFC London card, we were chatting on Fight Night, which you
Yeah.
grossly missed. And we were
I had a nightmare, and I was intoxicated as well.
you were really. We were joking
Mm.
about it actually. We go, I bet she was on the lash.
No, I was, and I said, "Is that all right to be on the lash?" And then I got dropped off, but I was locked out because I was staying at my mother's house. So I went to see my mate fight. And my mother doesn't live far from where my mate was fighting. So, but I was locked out at my mother's house. I was rummaging looking for the key. I was in the pouring rain, ringing my mother, and then eventually, she told me where the key was and that. And then when I got in, it was like 45 minutes later than it was meant to be, and I just felt terrible. So I apologize there. I do apologize there.
So yeah, you can make up for it next time. But
Yeah.
okay, we were discussing who we'd put on the London card for the main card and like, potential matchups. Do you want to be on that main card? And who would you like to see on that main card alongside with you if you'd like to be on it?
Look, do you know if there was a certain guy who I felt I needed to fight to get to where I want to be, and there was a name and I needed that name, I'd be calling it. But maybe the next guy I fight is the next guy stupid enough to say my name. I don't know. But the placement on the card, if I am on the London card, is probably the main card. I would massively that they said it on the broadcast. Maybe it's on the main card of a pay-per-view to start the pay-per-view. On a different card, you just don't know you don't know where they're going to put you. My teammate Jack Shaw fought on a Long Island card a week before the London one or the week after. So it's not a given. I'm going to be on it. So I'm just waiting. I'm waiting to see what they say. But just to be on the card will be like I don't. When I fought on the weekend, it didn't it didn't look like a prelim, did it? Didn't
No.
look like a low key fight. There was intensity, and then I didn't stop working from the second I walked through the curtains. When I got back, I gave a show, I cut the promo, I did it, and I'll be doing that whether I'm the first fight or the last. So, well, we'll just see what they offer me. I don't think they're gonna. But whatever they offer me, I'll be excited for it. I genuinely do think I've got a massive fight next, definitely.
Well, I kind of see that you could fight on London, hopefully get a nice big win on that. Then you could do International Fight Week. I think if John Jones and Tom Aspinall do have a fight, that's potentially when it would be, and that would be quite a good turnaround for you.
That would be perfect. Yeah,
The UK kind of fighters back on a John Jones card. It'd be really nice to
yeah.
follow that hype up. That's my
That's a good idea. Yeah, that I think that works. Yeah, that does work. I think a Vegas card next year. You've got to wait for that International Fight Week to see how that looks. Definitely.
Okay, and just last little fun one, because I know we need to wrap it up here. If you could do your best wrestlers to be MMA fighters or best MMA fighter to be a wrestler, WWE wrestler, because that's like your thing. Name me a couple.
Yeah, I'd probably go Hulk Hogan as the UFC heavyweight champion, and I'd go myself as the WWE champion. I don't think anybody will do it as good as me. I don't think anyone on the roster could walk into a WWE ring and act as if they've been there for 20 years. Yeah. Never mind anyone else. Wait till I'm in the WWE challenging. Can't wait for that. And that's a dead certain fact. I don't know when we're gonna get that done, but that'll be happening.
That's gonna happen. I
Yeah.
could see you and Colby Covington even having a little go at
Oh,
it as
look,
well.
I don't know I don't know where he's gonna go, right? But that would be
Whether
perfect.
it's in WWE or UFC, it's going to be a match.
Yeah, that would be in terms of that, I mean, it would be good, but yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, because
A lot of
he's a
future
carrot,
plans.
he's as ridiculous as I am.
Exactly.
So
Amazing press
yeah,
conference that would.
yeah, it would be. Yeah. I just think, like you say, with the main card, if they give me a press conference, just wait until it all. It's the red carpet is rolling out in front of me. I can't wait for my future. I'm enjoying what I've just done. I'm in such a good place. Just God bless the UFC. Honest to God. Honest to God.